there's a lot of need, for there to be more types of retreats and events. But I want to get you guys to shout out a couple of different, either organizations or events that you guys have done already. Like, Gareth and Nick, you guys did something in Montana. Was that kind of a retreat thing? Like, what was that about?
Yeah, so we did an event in Montana. We flew into Missoula, and for 4 days we did a retreat for veterans up in the mountains of Missoula, Montana, a place called Paradise Valley. And the whole premise behind this retreat, it's called PB Abate, is to honor the life and legacy of Sergeant Matt Abate, who is a Marine Corps Scout sniper who was killed in Sangin Province, Afghanistan, while basically directing enemy fire so that he could help his platoon, and essentially was mortally wounded in the field of battle. As a way to, and I'll kind of rewind and kind of give you a backstory of how I got involved in the organization. I have a friend, I come back from Thailand, only in country for 2 days. I was over there training some Muay Thai, was there for a honeymoon at the time, had a great experience, fell in love with the culture, the people, the food. Just an amazing place to be. If you guys haven't gone, highly urge you to go there and support the Thai people. But I get stateside, wheels down, get a text message. Meet me at the Iwo Jima Memorial in 2 days from one of my best friends, Brian Coleman, Wilmington guy, and someone I used to, go to school with. So of course I meet him there, 1300, in front of the Iwo Jima Memorial. Unbeknownst to me, he's getting awarded the rank of major in the U.S. Marine Corps by his commanding officer, someone he served with overseas in Afghanistan, Tom Schumann. Went out that night, obviously, to celebrate my friend's promotion. And from there, kicked it with Tom, connected with him. Got a call about 3 months ago. Hey, this is, so-and-so from PB Abate. It was actually Nick, Chicago grappler. Shout out to you. Reached out to me. He said, Officer Schumann contacted me. We're running a veterans retreat. We'd like you to be part of it. It's going to be a fight club, so it's going to be martial arts themed. First two people I thought of was Tyler. Tyler then connected me with Nick, and then we all went out there as a group. Had a phenomenal group of about 14 servicemen, and started out each morning. Basically 0500 would make coffee for the camp. Everyone would muster. We'd rise. We'd do mindfulness, meditation. From there, we'd proceed to do jiu-jitsu, either gi or no gi, in the sweltering Montana mountain heat. And then we'd go down to Paradise Valley, and we'd swim in this amazing, kind of refreshing, cleansing river all together. Lather the body with some beast wash, cleanse.
Yeah, you guys put a clip of that. You guys were bathing each other in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He made it sound a lot cooler than it really was happening.
Nick would wash my back. I'd proceed to wash his, and then we talked about life afterward. That was honestly the highlight. But after that, we'd have lunch, and then we go back and we do either Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu again that evening. And just the connecting group of individuals that we had, you could tell it was a healing process. For me, it was completely, profoundly, positively transforming, and it came at the perfect time in my life. And I think for you guys, I want to hear about your guys' experiences. Tyler, then Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. I went out there thinking that, I was going to get to do some jiu-jitsu in a cool state that I'd never visited before. And, I really didn't want to do too much kumbayaing with a bunch of Marines, but or veterans in general. But it ended up being just a really great experience. Everyone was awesome. It just seems just like jiu-jitsu does. It attracted all the best people, right? And it just ended up being a great experience. We all just kind of shared a little bit with each other, and we're able to kind of grow again. And this is all because of martial arts or jiu-jitsu in general. So just a really cool experience and a great thing to be a part of. And, hopefully at some point we can give back in some similar way as well.
I've done a lot of veteran retreats. We run a veteran nonprofit as well. And so over the past 8 years, I've done a ton of retreats in different kinds. And what you typically have to watch out for is, and this was my concern with this one as well, was the sitting around, like Tyler was saying, the reason why he probably didn't want to sit around doing a bunch of kumbaya with a bunch of vets is because sometimes you can get this self licking ice cream cone of, like you were talking about, like the Marine Corps didn't do me good. The VA is not good. The government doesn't care. The U.S. doesn't care about my sacrifice, and woe is me. And then all the violins come out, and it's like this gross negative bunch of warriors being a bunch of whiny babies. This is not what that was. This was it was awesome to talk about action. So a lot of this was maybe because of that was you have a bunch of jiu-jitsu practitioners like there, and so we have this different base of being uncomfortable and growing and learning things. But even the fireside chats, we're talking about how do I fucking level up my life? Like, how do I take what we and it was awesome. It was 15 of us, right? It's like 15 of us.
Yep.
So 15 guys sitting around in a circle, sharing information about how we can take where we're at in our life and turn the volume up on it and move the damn needle. And how do I have a better relationship with my significant others? How am I a better dad? How am I a better jiu-jitsu player? How am I a better man? What am I need to do to not be the victim, but be the victor? And that's what I thought was a really great thing. So if anybody's looking into PB Abate, like that was what was really cool about that thing was it was that the conversations were not about complaining as it was how do we enhance each other's lives and how do we become better men. And that's what I thought was one of the coolest fucking things of that trip.
Yeah, and kudos to you for actually kind of taking point on that, Nick, because I think it had a really good chance of going south in that direction, but you were able to kind of like take the lead on a lot of those conversations and point them in a positive direction, which I think was great. And hopefully that set the tone for the rest of those camps moving forward. You know what I mean?
I think like just starting the day off with jiu-jitsu, man, like it's hard to be a fucking victim when you survive brutal jiu-jitsu in the scorching summer heat.
Especially when you're mounting people, Gareth, in the scorching summer heat. You know,
Yeah.
Those gorgeous mountains behind us too, man.
Greg, let me tell you, by the time I would say 7 o'clock, those mats were like 150 degrees. We got mat burn on our feet, not from friction, from melting skin on the mats. It was that hot that early.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
I think a lot of that suffering though help, kind of bring us together though a little bit.
100%. Yeah.
And blood and sweat equity with one another, and it just empowered us to the point where there were no victims. We were all fucking. I will never call myself a warrior because I've never been a war, but we were all that warrior mindset afterwards, and it was like I think everyone left the retreat with that never quit, die trying type attitude, and it's been great to keep up with guys like Dirty, who's run the last couple